Teo walked through the halls of the Velian Institute with wonder in his eyes. The school was unlike anything he had ever seen before. The walls were made of smooth crystal that glowed with soft light. Students from many different worlds moved through the corridors. Some were beings of pure light. Some were made of hard crystal and stone. Others looked like nothing Teo had ever imagined. And then there was Teo, a human from Earth. Walking among them. It had been 3 weeks since Teo arrived at the school. 3 weeks of learning new languages, understanding new ways of thinking, and making friends with creatures that came from planets far away from Earth. The journey to this place had taken many months in a fast spaceship. Teo had left his family and his home on Earth to join the Interspecies Educational Exchange Program. This program allowed students from different worlds to learn together and understand each other better. At first, things had been very hard. The food tasted strange. The air felt different in his lungs. The way the teachers taught was nothing like what he knew from Earth schools. But Teo was a quick learner. He was also very friendly and wanted to make a good impression. Soon, he had made friends with students from all over the galaxy. His best friend was Mina, a Carillion student whose body was made of beautiful silicon that sparkled like diamonds in the light. Today was different from other days. Instructor Hae-young had called a special meeting in the main learning hall. She was one of the most important teachers in the school. Hae-young was a Velian, which meant her body was made of crystal. Her form was tall and elegant, with 6 flat surfaces that caught and reflected light in beautiful ways. When she spoke, her voice made soft musical sounds that other students could feel in their bodies. All the students sat in rows facing Instructor Hae-young. Teo sat next to Mina. She bumped against his shoulder in a friendly way. They waited to hear what the assignment would be. Instructor Hae-young's crystal body began to glow brighter. This meant she was about to say something important. Her voice filled the room with harmonic tones that made everyone feel calm and happy. Students, she began, we are now at the end of this learning period. It is time for your final project. This project will show what you have learned about living with others who are different from you. Teo listened carefully. He wondered what the project would be. Each of you will bring a living creature from your home world, Hae-young continued. This creature must be small enough to keep in our classrooms. This creature must also be peaceful and safe. It must be a species that can live together with other beings without causing harm. You will present this creature to your classmates. You will explain where it comes from and why it is important to your world. The instructor paused. Her crystal surfaces shone with different colors now. This project is about bringing peace and understanding between worlds. When we learn to care for a creature from another world, we learn to care for that world itself. We learn to respect all life, even life that is very different from our own. This is what the Interspecies Alliance is built upon. This is why we are here together. The classroom buzzed with excitement. Students began talking to each other about what creatures they might bring. Some spoke of gentle floating beings from their worlds. Others talked about small furry animals. Everyone seemed happy about the project. Teo felt excited too. He had studied many Earth animals in his classes. He knew which ones would be good for this project. He raised his hand. Yes, Teo? Instructor Hae-young asked. Her voice was warm and kind. I have a question about the creature, Teo said. Does it need to be a type of animal that everyone knows? Or can I bring something unique? That is a good question, Hae-young said. You may bring any peaceful creature from Earth. It must be domesticated, which means it is used to living with humans. It must also be safe. A creature that might bite or hurt others would not work for this school. Teo nodded. He was already thinking about which animals from Earth would be perfect. His mind went to soft animals. Animals that people loved. animals that were cute and friendly. The class ended, and students filed out of the learning hall. Minna walked with Teo down the crystal corridors. "What creature will you bring?" Minna asked. Her silicone body made soft tinkling sounds as she moved. Teo thought for a moment. Maybe something very small. Maybe something that is very cute. On Earth, many people keep small animals as pets. They keep them in their homes and care for them. "That sounds wonderful," Minna said. "What is the cutest animal on your world?" Teo thought about all the animals he knew. He pictured them in his mind. There were rabbits with soft fur and long ears. There were guinea pigs, which were small and round and made sweet sounds. There were puppies, which were young dogs and loved to play. And there were kittens, which were young cats. "A kitten is very cute," Teo said. "It is a small creature with soft fur. It has big eyes and makes a sound called a purr when it is happy. Many people on Earth love kittens." "A kitten sounds perfect," Minna said. "I want to meet a kitten from Earth. I want to hear it purr." That afternoon, Teo went to the communication room. This was a special place in the school where students could send messages to their home worlds. The messages traveled through space at the speed of light. They took a long time to arrive, but eventually the answer would come back. Teo sent a message to G1, the human worker who helped all Earth students at the exchange program. G1 was kind and always helpful. Teo explained the project to her. He asked her to send a cute, small animal from Earth. He asked for something safe and friendly, something that would impress his classmates. "I need this by Thursday," Teo wrote in his message. "Please send something that shows how wonderful Earth animals are." He sent the message and waited. The answer would take days to arrive. But Teo was patient. He was excited about his project. He imagined his classmates meeting a creature from Earth. He imagined them learning to love it. He imagined them understanding Earth better through this little animal. Teo did not know that something was going very wrong with his request. Somewhere far away, in a storage facility on Earth, there was a mix-up in the shipping computers. Files got mixed together. A label was printed wrong. A creature that was supposed to go to a research facility in Africa was instead loaded into a transport pod heading for space. The creature was very far from cute. It was very far from small. It was very far from being something anyone should keep in a classroom. But Teo did not know this yet. He went back to his classes, excited and hopeful. He told Minna and other classmates that he was bringing something special from Earth. He told them it would be a wonderful surprise. He was right about the surprise. He was just very wrong about the wonderful part. The transport pod arrived on Thursday morning, just as Teo had hoped. It came through the special docking area that the school used for receiving supplies and packages. Teo was in his morning class when he got the message that a delivery had arrived for him. His heart felt light. His kitten was here. He could hardly wait to see it. Teo asked permission to leave class early. His teacher, a friendly Carillion named Sujin, agreed. She knew about the project. She knew how much it meant to Teo to bring something special from his home world. Teo hurried to the receiving room. The storage area was cool and quiet. He saw the large metal pod sitting in the center of the room. It was much bigger than he expected. A kitten did not need such a large container. Teo felt the first small touch of worry in his stomach. An older human woman was waiting for him. Her name was Rue, and she worked at the school, helping with supplies and equipment. She looked at Teo with a strange expression on her face. "This arrived for you," Rue said. She held out a small paper document to him. "The shipping label is on here." Teo took the paper and read it. His face went white. The words seemed to dance in front of his eyes. He read them again, hoping he had made a mistake. But the words stayed the same. Specimen, saltwater crocodile, Age, 3 years. Length, 1.8 meters. Weight, 200 kilograms. Temperament, not domesticated. Warning, apex predator. Do not handle without safety equipment. Teo's hands started to shake. A crocodile? Not a kitten. Not a small, cute animal. A crocodile. One of the most dangerous creatures on Earth. There must be an error, Teo said to Rue. His voice sounded very small. I asked for a kitten. This is wrong. Rue nodded. She had seen the label too. There was definitely a mistake, she said. You will need to contact the shipping center on Earth. This creature was supposed to go somewhere else. Teo used the communication system right away. He sent an urgent message to G1. His message was not polite anymore. His message was desperate. He asked her why she had sent a deadly creature instead of a cute kitten. He asked her what he was supposed to do with a crocodile. The answer came back faster than usual. G1 must have been worried too. Her message said, I am so very sorry, Teo. There was a terrible mix-up in our shipping system. The crocodile was supposed to go to a wildlife research facility in Africa. You were supposed to receive a beautiful kitten. I do not know how this happened. The system shows that a crocodile was loaded and sent to you instead. I cannot reverse this now. The creature is already with you. Please confirm that you have received it safely. I will contact the school's leadership to explain the mistake. Teo felt like his heart was breaking. He walked back to the pod and looked at it carefully. He could see movement inside it. He could hear something splashing in water. The temperature inside the pod was very warm. Everything was designed to keep the crocodile alive and healthy during the journey through space. Teo had a choice to make. He could tell instructor Hee-young about the mistake. He could ask the school to send the creature back to Earth immediately. He could explain that this was not his fault, that he had asked for a kitten and received a killer instead. But something stopped him. Something inside Teo that was stubborn and proud. Teo had come to this alien world to learn and to show that humans were good. He had worked hard for 3 weeks to be a good student. He had made friends. He had been respectful. He had tried to understand things that were very different from anything he had ever known. If he quit now, if he gave up and sent the crocodile back, what would he be saying? He would be saying that he could not handle problems. That when things went wrong, he would run away. That humans were weak and gave up easily. Teo made a decision. A crazy decision. A decision that some people might call brave and others might call foolish. He would keep the crocodile. He would figure out how to present this dangerous creature in a way that would make sense. He would find a way to use this mistake to teach something important. First, he needed help. He needed someone who understood machines and safety systems. He went to find So-yoon, a brilliant Velian student who was an expert at building things. He found her in the engineering workshop, working on a small robot. So-yoon's crystal body glowed softly as she worked. She looked up when Teo entered. "Hello, Teo," she said. "What brings you here?" Teo took a deep breath. "I have a very strange problem," he said, "and I need your help." He told her everything. He told her about the mix-up. He told her about the crocodile. He told her about his decision to keep it and present it. Anyway, So-yoon's crystal surfaces flickered with what looked like shock. But she did not laugh at him. She did not tell him he was crazy. Instead, she said, "Show me this creature." They went to the storage room together. Rue was still there, still looking worried. When she saw So-yoon, she stood up straighter. So-yoon was known to be smart and important among the students. So-yoon examined the pod carefully. She looked at all the systems that kept the crocodile alive. She studied the creature through the clear section of the pod. Inside the pod, the crocodile lay still in the warm water. Its scales were a gray-green color. Its eyes were open and intelligent. Its mouth was closed, but Teo could see the rows of teeth. This was a creature that had not changed much in millions of years. It was built perfectly for hunting and killing. "This is a very dangerous animal," Sioyun said finally. She did not sound scared. She sounded interested. She sounded like a scientist looking at an interesting problem. "I know," Teo said, "but I want to present it anyway. I need your help to build a safe space for it. A place where it cannot hurt anyone, but where everyone can still see it and learn about it." Sioyun was quiet for a long moment. Then her crystal surfaces glowed with bright light. "This is a very bad idea," she said, "but it might work. I can build you an observation chamber. I can make it strong enough to hold this creature. I can make it safe. How long will it take?" Teo asked. "The presentation is in 2 weeks. 2 weeks is enough time," Sioyun said. "But we will need to work very hard. We will need to work every day. Are you sure about this?" Teo looked at the crocodile. The creature looked back at him with ancient eyes. Those eyes had seen things that Teo could never understand. Those eyes had seen millions of years of survival. "Yes," Teo said. "I am sure." And so the work began. For 2 weeks, Sioyun and Teo built an observation chamber. It had walls made of transparent aluminum, the strongest material available at the school. It had a water system that kept the crocodile cool and comfortable. It had feeding mechanisms that worked automatically, so no one had to reach near the creature's teeth. Teo named the crocodile Daesung. He was not sure why, but the name felt right. Ziuzo meant great accomplishment in Korean. And if Teo could pull this off, it would be a great accomplishment indeed. Every day, Teo came to the workshop and helped Sioyun. And every day, he watched Daesung through the chamber walls. He learned the crocodile's movements. He learned when it was calm and when it was alert. He learned to respect it. The presentation day was getting closer. Teo had never been more nervous in his life. The grand presentation hall was filled with students, teachers, and visitors from all over the galaxy. The space was huge and beautiful. The ceiling was made of the same crystal that formed the bodies of the valiant students. Light moved through it in waves of color. The floor was smooth and polished, reflecting everything above it. Teo stood at the side of the hall, pushing the large observation chamber on a wheeled platform. His heart was beating so fast he thought it might break through his chest. His hands were wet with sweat. Around him, other students were presenting their creatures. They looked calm and happy. Their presentations looked like they were going well. The first student was a young valiant named Hana. She brought a creature that floated in the air like a living star. It was made of pure light and energy, held together by a field that the student's body produced. The creature was beautiful and gentle. It moved through the air in graceful patterns. Everyone in the audience made happy sounds. "This creature comes from my world," Hana explained. "It feeds on light and produces music as it grows. On my world, these creatures float through our crystal forests. They have never harmed anyone. They have brought joy to my people for thousands of years." The audience seemed very impressed. Many students took notes. Teachers nodded with approval. The next student was a Carillion named Junho. He brought a small, soft creature that looked like a ball of fur with 8 tiny legs. It made gentle clicking sounds. "This creature is from my world's deep caves," Junho said. "It eats minerals and produces beautiful crystals as it moves through stone. It is very peaceful. It has been a companion to my people since the beginning of our civilization." Again, the audience loved it. Again, teachers nodded. Again, students took notes. Then it was Teo's turn. He pushed the observation chamber forward. The wheels moved smoothly across the polished floor. The chamber was large and impossible to miss. Inside, Dae-soon rested in the warm water, his scales glinting under the bright lights. Tae-ho walked to the center of the presentation area. He could feel the eyes of everyone in the hall looking at him. He could feel the confusion starting to grow. This was not a cute creature. This was not something that made people happy. Min-dash, sitting in the front row, made a sharp sound of surprise. Her silicone body vibrated with shock. Instructor Ha-young's crystal surfaces began to dim. This was what happened when a Velian felt concern or worry. Tae-ho took a deep breath. He had practiced what he would say many times. Now was the moment to say it. This creature is called a saltwater crocodile, Tae-ho began. His voice was steady, even though he was terrified. It comes from Earth. It is one of the most powerful predators on my world. It is also one of the most ancient creatures. Crocodiles have lived on Earth for over 200 million years. The audience was completely silent now. No one was taking notes. No one was happy. Everyone was staring at the dangerous creature in the chamber. A crocodile like this one can grow to be nearly 2 meters long. Tae-ho continued. It can weigh over 200 kilograms. Its bite force is stronger than the bite of any other creature on Earth. Its teeth are made for piercing and holding on to things that it catches. It is a perfect hunter. Tae-ho paused. He saw some students moving back in their seats. He saw some teachers whispering to each other. But he continued. A crocodile cannot be trained the way other animals can be trained. It cannot be domesticated. It does not want to be your friend. It does not want to bring you joy. It wants to hunt. It wants to eat. It wants to survive. That is all it knows. That is all it cares about. Mena stood up. This is not appropriate for a classroom. She said loudly. This is dangerous. This should not be here. Other students agreed with her. The hall filled with voices of protest. Some students were standing up now. Some looked angry. Some looked scared. But Tae-ho raised his hand. Please, he said. Let me finish. To Tae-ho's surprise, Instructor Ha-young's crystals brightened again. She made a harmonic sound that meant quiet in her language. The students settled down. Thank you, Tae-ho said. What I want to tell you is this. On Earth, there are many creatures like Dae-sung. Creatures that can kill. Creatures that are dangerous. And humans live among them. Humans have lived among them for thousands of years. He pointed to the crocodile. Humans do not try to change creatures like this. Humans do not try to make them gentle. Instead, humans respect them. Humans understand that some things in nature are dangerous. Humans learn to live with danger without trying to remove it. The hall was very quiet now. Tae-ho continued. We know where the crocodiles live. We stay away from those places. We respect the crocodile as a hunter and a survivor. We do not see it as evil. We see it as a necessary part of nature. The crocodile keeps the rivers and oceans in balance. Without hunters like this, other creatures would grow too many. The whole system would break. Tae-ho walked closer to the observation chamber. He stood next to it without fear. Through the transparent wall, Dae-soon looked at him. I was supposed to bring a cute creature today, Tae-ho said. I was supposed to bring something that would make you all happy and comfortable. But there was a mistake. And I thought about sending this creature away. I thought about asking for a different animal. He turned back to face the audience. But then I realized something. Maybe this creature, this dangerous creature, can teach us something important. Maybe it can teach us that the galaxy is not always safe. Maybe it can teach us that not everything can be nice and gentle. Maybe it can teach us that we need to respect things that are different and dangerous. Because sometimes the most important things are the ones that scare us. Daesung moved in the water. He turned slowly, his ancient body moving with perfect control. He did not attack the chamber. He did not seem angry. He simply moved, like a great ship moving through an ocean. He was powerful and calm. In the back of the audience, an old valiant stood up. His name was Hyun-tae, and he was known as one of the wisest teachers in the school. He had lived for over 300 years. He had seen many things across many worlds. Hyun-tae's crystal surfaces began to glow with a warm, golden light. This was a sign of deep respect and agreement. "The young human speaks truth," Hyun-tae said. His voice was soft, but everyone could hear it. "I have lived for 300 years. I have seen many things. And I have learned that true peace does not come from removing all danger. True peace comes from understanding danger. True peace comes from respect." Hyun-tae walked toward the observation chamber. Other students moved away from it, but Hyun-tae did not. He looked at Daesung with what seemed like wonder. "This creature," Hyun-tae said, "is what courage looks like. This creature does not ask for love. It does not ask for understanding. It simply is. It simply survives. And that is beautiful in its own way." Instructor Hae-young's crystals began to glow too. Then Minna's features changed. She moved closer instead of farther away. More and more students began to change their minds. By the end of the presentation, something had shifted in the hall. The fear had not gone away completely, but something else had appeared alongside it. Something like respect. Something like understanding. Daesung had brought a lesson that no other creature in that hall could have brought. After the presentation, many things changed at the school. The first thing that happened was a meeting between Instructor Hee-young and the school's leadership. Tae was worried that they would force him to send Daesung back to Earth. He waited outside the meeting room, feeling nervous. But when the doors opened and the leaders came out, they did not look angry. They looked thoughtful. Instructor Hee-young found Tae in the hallway. "We have made a decision," she said. Her crystal surfaces glowed with a soft light. "The creature will stay. But it will stay under very strict rules. We will build proper safety systems. We will create a class in understanding dangerous predators. We will teach all students about apex hunters and how they fit into the natural world." Tae felt relief wash over him like a wave. "Thank you," he said. "Thank you so much." "Do not thank me," Instructor Hee-young said. "Thank your courage. You showed us something that we had forgotten, and that is very valuable." Over the next several weeks, the observation chamber became the most visited place in the school. But it was not visited the way it had been at first. Now, instead of looking at Daesung with fear, students came to study him with respect. They wanted to understand him. Min-dash spent hours watching the crocodile. She began to take special classes in earth biology. She wanted to know everything about crocodiles and how they worked. One day, she came to Teo with her notes. "I have been studying the crocodile's body," she said. Her silicone form sparkled with excitement. "The design is perfect. Every part of it exists for a reason. Nothing is wasted. Nothing is extra. It is like a machine that has been perfected over millions of years." "That is right," Teo said. "Evolution has made crocodiles exactly what they need to be. But that makes them more beautiful, not less," Minna said. "When I look at it now, I do not see a monster. I see an artist's work. I see nature showing off what it can do when it works without limits." Seo Yoon, the engineering student who had helped build the observation chamber, began a new project. She started to design better systems for studying dangerous creatures safely. She wanted to understand how they hunted, how they moved, how they thought. "This creature has taught me things about engineering that I never would have learned otherwise," Seo Yoon told Teo. "The way it moves is so efficient. The way it breathes is so simple. Everything about it is a lesson in design. Teo found himself becoming the unofficial teacher of crocodile studies. Other students asked him questions about earth animals. They wanted to know about snakes and spiders and sharks. They wanted to understand predators from Earth. One day, a visiting scientist came to the school. Her name was Dr. Yuki, and she was a human who studied animals across the galaxy. When she heard about Daesung, she asked to meet the crocodile right away. Dr. Yuki looked at the creature for a long time without speaking. Then she turned to Teo with tears in her eyes. "Do you understand what you have done?" she asked. "Do you understand how important this is?" "I am not sure," Teo said honestly. "I just wanted to show them that humans can live with danger." "You have shown them that," Dr. Yuki said. "But you have shown them something else too. You have shown them that danger can be beautiful. You have shown them that the things we fear can teach us the most important lessons. There are so many species in the galaxy that are afraid of each other because they do not understand. You have started to change that." Dr. Yuki asked if she could stay at the school and help teach the new classes about predators and dangerous creatures. The leadership agreed. Soon, there were regular classes where students could learn about apex hunters from many different worlds. Hyan-Tae, the old Velian teacher, began coming to these classes often. He said they were the most interesting classes he had attended in 300 years. "In my long life," he told Teo one day, "I have learned that wisdom does not come from comfort. Wisdom comes from understanding things that make us uncomfortable. You brought a creature that made us very uncomfortable. And in trying to understand that creature, we have learned more about the galaxy and about ourselves." One day, Minna came to Teo with news. "I have been asked to be an assistant in the Predator Studies class," she said. She sounded very happy. "I want to help teach other students about creatures like your crocodile. I want to help them understand that fear and respect can go together." "That is wonderful," Teo said. He was proud of his friend. The school made a video of Teo's presentation. The video was sent to other schools across the galaxy. It was sent to universities and research centers. More and more people began to hear about the human who had brought a crocodile to an alien school. More and more people began to think about predators in new ways. Months passed. The observation chamber became an official part of the school. It was given its own room with its own climate control system. A schedule was made so that classes could visit Daesung regularly. Scientists came from other worlds to study the crocodile and understand how Earth creatures worked. One afternoon, Teo was watching Daesung in his chamber when instructor Hae-young joined him. "How do you feel about what has happened?" she asked. "Oh, thought about this carefully. At first, I was very scared," he said. "I thought I had made a terrible mistake. But now I think that maybe there are no mistakes. Maybe everything that happens has a reason. Maybe the mix-up was supposed to happen." "That is wise," Hae-young said. The Interspecies Alliance was built on the idea that we can all learn from each other. We thought this meant learning from gentle and beautiful things. But you have taught us that we can also learn from dangerous things. That is a more complete understanding." Teo looked at Daesung. The crocodile looked back. After all these weeks, Teo still felt respect and a little bit of fear when he looked at the creature. But he also felt gratitude. This creature, this dangerous animal that had arrived by mistake, had changed so many things. "Thank you, Daesung," Teo whispered. Though he knew the crocodile could not understand his words. In the water, Daesung moved with his ancient grace. The creature was still dangerous. It would never be safe. It would never be tame. But it had become something else. It had become a teacher. It had become a bridge between worlds. It had become a symbol of something important that the galaxy had almost forgotten. And all because one human had the courage to present a monster instead of a cute kitten. Sometimes Teo thought, the best lessons come from things we do not expect. Sometimes the most important teachers are the ones that scare us the most. Sometimes, making a mistake is the bravest thing we can do. 6 months after the presentation, a special ceremony was held at the Velian Institute. This was not a normal school event. This was an official meeting of the Interspecies Alliance Council. The council was made up of leaders from every major species in the galaxy. They came to meet at the school because they had heard about Daesung and wanted to see the crocodile with their own eyes. The main assembly hall was arranged differently than it had been for the presentation. The observation chamber was placed in the center, not to the side. Around it, seats were arranged in circles so that everyone could see both Daesung and each other. This way, the crocodile was not hidden. The crocodile was honored. Teo stood near the chamber, nervous again, but in a different way. He was not nervous about what people would think of the crocodile. He was nervous about speaking in front of so many important beings. The council members began to arrive. There were Velians whose crystal bodies caught the light. There were Carillions whose silicon forms reflected the colors of the room. There were beings of energy and light. There were creatures made of metal and machines. There were beings that Teo had never even imagined before. Hyante walked up to Teo and placed one of his crystal surfaces gently on the human shoulder. "You are nervous," Hyante said. It was not a question. "Yes," Teo admitted. "These are very important people." "They are," Hyante agreed. "But you have something to teach them. And the most important teachers are not afraid to speak, even when they are scared." The council members took their seats. The lights in the chamber dimmed slightly. A formal voice, made by the building's communication system, announced that the ceremony was beginning. Instructor Hei Young stood and began to speak. She explained to the council why they had brought them here. She told them about the educational exchange program. She told them about the human student who had arrived wanting to learn. She told them about the project that was supposed to bring cute creatures from different worlds. Then she told them about the mistake. She told them about the crocodile. And she told them what had happened because of it. "This creature," He Young said, "has changed our school. It has changed our thinking. And I believe it can change the Alliance itself." When Hei Young finished speaking, she turned to Teo. She made a gesture that meant, "You may speak now." Teo walked forward. He stood between the council members and the observation chamber. He took a deep breath. "My name is Teo," he began. "I am from Earth. Earth is a long way from here. In my time at this school, I have learned many things. I have learned that the galaxy is much bigger and more wonderful than I ever imagined. I have learned that there are many kinds of intelligence and many kinds of beauty." He paused and looked at the crocodile. Daesung lay quietly in his water. "But I have also learned something important from this creature. Something that maybe we all need to remember. Where I come from, we have an idea. We say that true respect comes from fear. Not fear that makes you run away, but fear that makes you pay attention. Fear that makes you understand that something is powerful and important." A council member stood up. She was a Velian, very old and very respected. Her name was Jok, and she had been a leader of the Alliance for over 500 years. "The human speaks truth," Jok said. Her crystals glowed with many colors. "I've lived long enough to see many things. And I've seen what happens when civilizations forget to respect power. When they forget that danger exists. When they try to make everything safe and gentle." She looked at Daesung with deep attention. "This creature reminds us of something we have almost forgotten. It reminds us that the universe is not kind. It reminds us that we must be strong. It reminds us that peace is not the absence of powerful things. Peace is the wisdom to live alongside powerful things and respect them." Other council members began to speak. A leader from a world of energy beings talked about how predators existed even in the sun's core. A leader from a mechanical world talked about how the strongest machines were designed with danger in mind. A leader from an ocean world talked about how her people had always lived with powerful creatures and learned to respect them. Slowly, the mood in the room changed. Instead of seeing Daesung as a mistake or a problem, the council began to see the crocodile as a teacher, a symbol, a reminder of something important. After the speeches ended, the council made a formal announcement. The announcement was recorded and sent to every school and university in the Alliance. The announcement said that the Interspecies Alliance was beginning a new program. The program would be called Understanding Predators and Powerful Creatures. Every school would be asked to include classes about dangerous species from their worlds. The announcement also said something special about Teo. It said that he had shown great courage and wisdom. It said that he had helped the Alliance remember something important about respect and understanding. Following the ceremony, council members came to speak with Teo one by one. They asked him questions about Earth. They asked him about other dangerous creatures on his world. They asked him how humans had learned to live with predators. Teo answered as many questions as he could. He told them about snakes and spiders. He told them about sharks and bears. He told them about how humans respected these creatures by staying away from them, by understanding their needs, by not trying to change them. One council member, a being of pure light from a distant star, said something that made Teo think very deeply. "You have shown us that fear and love do not have to be opposite things," the being said. "You can fear something and respect it at the same time. You can fear something and care about it at the same time. This is something my people never understood. Thank you for teaching us." Later that day, Teo received a message. It was from G1 on Earth. She had seen the recording of the ceremony. Her message was simple, but it made Teo laugh and feel happy at the same time. "I am very sorry about the mistake with the kitten," G1 wrote. "But I think things worked out better this way. Next year, would you like me to send more of Earth's dangerous creatures? I think the galaxy would benefit from understanding our world better. Please let me know what you need." Teo showed the message to Minna and Xiao Yun and all the friends he had made at the school. "What should we ask for?" Minna asked. She was excited. What other creatures from Earth could teach us something? "Maybe a venomous snake," Xiao Yun suggested. "They are small but deadly. There is a lot to learn about them." "Maybe a shark," another student said. "They have been hunting in Earth's oceans longer than humans have been alive." Teo looked at Daesung in his chamber. The crocodile was eating, taking in nutrition to keep his powerful body alive. "I think," Teo said slowly, "that maybe we should bring a few different creatures, so students can compare them, so they can understand that danger comes in many forms." The first semester of the Understanding Predators and Powerful Creatures class was held 3 months later. The observation chamber had been moved to a special classroom. New chambers had been built for other creatures, and students from all over the galaxy came to learn. Te-O helped teach the class. He stood in front of students of all different species and explained about Earth's predators. He explained about respect. He explained about fear and understanding. And in the center of the room, Daesung swam in his chamber, being studied and respected and honored. Not as a cute class pet, but as something far more important. As a teacher. As a reminder. As a bridge between worlds. Sometimes the greatest lessons come from the biggest mistakes. Sometimes the most important teachers are the ones we never expected. And sometimes, bringing the wrong thing to the right place can change everything.